Hello. Hello. This is Jess. Good to see you. This is chat session number 73. Friday, January 12th, 2018. And before we do the tidbits of history, I'd like to say happy birthday to Israel. Hope you have a great day today. And many more to come. Alright, let's get on to the tidbits of history. On this day, 1926, the two-man comedy series Sam and Henry debuts on Chicago's WGN radio station. 2 years later, after changing its name to Amos and Andy, the show became one of the most popular radio programs in American history. I think it said over 40 million people listened to it at one point. Through the years, it finally went to TV in 1951. Of course, there was these were two white guys portraying black people on the radio. So in the 50s, there was a change towards racism and stuff like that, stereotyping and stuff like that. And so they went to TV in 1951, and it was the first show to feature an all-black cast, and the only one of its kind for the next 20 years. It only lasted, I think, 2 or 3 years on the air because the black advocacy groups started attacking the stereotyping that was going on in this show, and I think it went off the air in 1953 after a 2-year run. The final Amos and Andy radio broadcast was November 25th, 1960, and then of course we went into the whole revolution, the racism, the stuff that had been going on blew up from there. So that's the tidbits of history for 1926. Now we're going to go on to 1888. The so-called school children's blizzard kills 235 people, many kids heading home from school. The storm came without warning, and some accounts say the temperature dropped to 100 degrees in just 24 hours. It was unseasonably warm the previous day from Montana east to the Dakotas and south to Texas. Suddenly, around 2 p.m., Arctic air from Canada pushed south, and then temperatures plunged to 40 below zero with heavy winds, high winds and heavy snowfall. The children weren't dressed for this weather change, and it was just when they were on their way home, the rural areas, and many of them just froze to death on their way home from school. Some teachers had foresight and saw that the weather was changing and kept the kids in school, and a lot of them just broke off wood, whatever they could find, to light fires so that they could be warm until the next day when parents came through 5-foot snow drifts to the schoolyards to try to find their kids. So it had a lot of heroic stuff going on. People were trying to get the kids to safety, but like I said, the conditions were blinding. The heavy snow, the high winds, and many of them did not make it home. So that's the tidbits of history for this day, 1888 and 1926. Drink a cup of coffee. It's about 6:15 a.m. Got off around 1 o'clock last night. There wasn't a whole lot of work, so we got out early and just been sitting here thinking about different things, and Watched a couple of episodes of Friends to get. I think I'm on episode 7 from season 10, the last season of Friends, the series, and should be done with that. I think there's only like 17 or so episodes in this last season, so getting ready to wind that one up. Be finished with that. Numerous things that I've watched completely through. I've seen most of them, but I hadn't seen them all, so it was interesting for me so far. I would like to dwell on a topic that happened, I believe it was yesterday or day before yesterday, concerning a lady that in a public hearing stood up for her right to speak, and was questioning in Louisiana, was questioning a superintendent's raise or something like that, and she wasn't happy about it because the teachers in Louisiana haven't had any raises for quite a while, and this new superintendent or whatever was getting quite a big jump in his pay grade. And anyway, she during the public forum addressed that concern to the school board, and they didn't like it, and she was persistent in trying to find out why it was happening like that, and they kicked her out of the public forum, school board meeting, and apparently through encouragement from, I guess, the superintendent, the police officer that was present at the meeting was, nodded to go out, and the teacher was arrested. And they're saying, oh, he did his job. The lady's the one who caused the problem. But I think that that is so wrong, to have a public forum and be kicked out because you have questions and concerns that they don't want to hear. And I'm not saying it's just for the money that this guy's getting or unjust, but to be able to, as a citizen, to voice your opinion, and then because you did that, you get arrested. I think that is a blind blow to what our country stands for. We have the right in public decorum and public sessions to voice our opinion, even if it's not what the people that are holding the meeting want to hear. I think that even kicking her out was wrong, but having her arrested that just blew my mind. And the video shows her down on the ground, and he's handcuffing her, telling her to quit resisting and all that. What a shame that's what is being tolerated and allowed. You can be Republican as far right as you want to go. You can be liberal as far left as you want to go. I think there is a middle ground, but I do believe that our country stands on that freedom of expression in a public forum. All those people that are on that school board, their salaries are paid by us, the citizens, and those teachers work within that system, and they have a right to question somebody coming in and making a lot of money when they haven't been given any kind of incentive financially to do their job. She might have been persistent in voicing her concerns, but that's okay. I didn't see any outbursts. I didn't see any reason for arrest in the video. So let's take that into consideration when we talk about what is happening in our country, the rights of us as citizens of the United States to express our concerns. I really, this is a blow to that right, and I think that that school board should be held to accountability. They say the superintendent's backing his actions and all that stuff, but I just can't believe that we, the people that pay all the salaries of all those people, can be arrested for voicing our concerns. Yeah, there has to be some kind of rules, but I think the main rule that was broken here was the arrest. She could have just been escorted. I totally disagree with being kicked out. I didn't see anything she was doing anything wrong. But this is what's happening in our country, and like I said, you can be as far right as you want to go, you can be as far left as you want to go, but it doesn't change the fact that this country's changing, and our fundamental rights to express our concerns is becoming a challenge to the people that are in charge, and therefore they're trying to shut it up. And I say to hell with those people in Louisiana for doing that. They should be ashamed of their actions. They should give that lady something. I think she should sue the pants off that school district. Unfortunately, that's what it's come to, for the arrest and being kicked out of a public forum. Now, if she'd gotten up and was cussing people and saying, ugly stuff, then I could see her being asked to leave the meeting. But I didn't see none of that. But to be arrested is absurd. And I encourage everyone to voice their disapproval on this. I really think it's a travesty of justice. I believe that if it can happen in Louisiana, it can happen in any state in our nation, and it shouldn't be allowed, shouldn't be tolerated. And that person that initiated that should be dismissed from his position. It's abuse of power. We have the right to question everything that goes on. We pay the bills, we pay the salaries of all those people with our tax dollars. It's ridiculous. Sorry about the seriousness of that. I just couldn't hold it in. I'm trying not to go into stuff like that, but this is a very serious injustice on our rights as citizens to ask questions, and I think it should be dealt with in a harsh way by the people. We need to stand up and get back control of all these people that want to say that we're asking questions we shouldn't be asking, and our concerns don't matter, and they're going to do it whether we like it or not, and if not, they'll just arrest us for doing that. That is bullshit. And shame on that school district, that school superintendent. Anyway, done with that. I had to share that. This is Jess. Happy birthday, Israel. Be truthful, be happy, and let's look out for each other. And I say protest this verbally. Let people know how you feel about that, especially in Louisiana. Again, all these states have their own rules and stuff. I get it. But when it comes to the fundamental rights, we shouldn't have to tolerate this kind of injustice, and especially be arrested for verbally asking questions about a situation that they're concerned about in a public hearing. Have a great Friday morning. Bye.